So what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce your first speaker, Michael Olivier.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you. About 7 years ago, I worked for a cell phone company. Our attire included polo shirts. We decided to switch from polo shirts to button-down dress shirts and ties. The theory was more professional image, more sales. But the opposite happened. Sales went down. We couldn't figure out why, but then I realized that initial first impression of us had changed. We've all heard the adage, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Many of us know this, but have we ever thought about what goes into a first impression? There is a science and a psychology behind it. My paper, What You Said When You Didn't Say What You Were Saying, addresses those questions, and the answers are nonverbal communication and body language. Our very first class here at Marist, a great and wise professor told us 70% of all communication is nonverbal. 70%. In today's globalized business world, it is key to understand first impressions and how nonverbal communication affects it. Today I will go over 4 areas: proxemics, dress, first contact, and gestures. Proxemics is the use of distance in discussion. In America, standing this close to someone while talking to them is taboo. Everyone has a bubble, and this definitely violates that bubble. In Latin America, though, dealing this close to someone is the norm. Imagine the first impression you're leaving on someone when you've just violated their bubble. Dress. Always dress to impress. From a job interview to a business presentation, you have to look the part. If I were up here in sweatpants and a t-shirt, would you really take me seriously? Another example. Look at these 2 gentlemen behind me. If I were to ask you to point out which one is the CEO, most of you are going to point to the gentleman on the left, strictly by the way he is dressed. But in actuality, this is the same person. This image is courtesy of the show Undercover Boss. In an article by the European Journal of Management, they said, first impressions are made within 15 seconds of meeting someone. A lot of that has to do with the way you're dressed. The handshake. Again, commonly known as a greeting between 2 people. Men do it to men, women do it to women, men do it with 2 women. In the Middle East, it is illegal for a man to shake a woman's hand, and vice versa. Nodding one's head up and down. This is commonly known as yes, I agree. In India, it means the opposite. It actually means no. Thumbs up. Commonly known as okay, I agree. In Nigeria, this is offensive. And in Turkey, this means you're affiliated with a particular political party. Imagine the impression you're leaving on someone if you've just insulted them. In a Journal of Business and Management, they talked about an American firm that did business with a firm in England. There was a businesswoman giving her presentation. When she looked out in the crowd, she noticed no one was making eye contact with her. She was very offended by this. But little did she know that in England, it's commonplace to not look someone in the eyes, as it's a term of aggression. Imagine the first impression you're leaving and a deal that almost never got done because someone didn't understand another's culture. From the distance we stand, to the clothes we wear, to the gestures we make. It's key to understand how body language affects a first impression. And understanding this will give you a leg up in business. Because, as the adage goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Thank you.